wanted to make the fucking big money. It's Nick Diaz versus Conor McGregor.
No, he's too big, brother. He's too.
Whatever.
Come on.
They fight at 170.
Oh, come on. No, his
Conor
brother was
fought at
too big for
170.
him. His brother was too big for him.
Do you think he's too big?
Way too big.
I think that talk is nonsense because Conor's the 155-pound champ. Nate fought 155 most of his career. He fought at 170 a couple of times, and he's undersized. Dong Young Kim beat him at 170.
He's a legit 170er though.
Rory McDonald beat him at 170. Maybe, but he fights 155 easy. He looked great against Michael McDonald, 55. Tyron Woodley can't make 55 if his fucking life depends on it. Tyron Woodley's not making 55.
So
the champ can't make 155 at 170. Nate can. So Nate is not a real 170.
Now here's your point, and Dana's point. He hasn't won a fight since 2011, and you have Conor, your cash cow, fight this monster who hasn't won forever.
It's a great story.
It really is.
I love a great story.
Watch it.
Big brother steps in. Come on,
I would
son.
watch it. I would watch it. But to your point, they have to figure something out to get these stars.
It doesn't matter.
You can't do it overnight.
To me, it doesn't matter. You put Nick Diaz for what he's done. I respect. Who's going to complain? Really?
Well, apparently they offered
do.
Nick Diaz Robbie Lawler, and Nick passed on it. That's the word. That's the word behind the scenes.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm not supposed to say that, but I wanted to see that fight. I would love to see that rematch, but I think Nick wants a fucking title fight. You know, I think Nick is like, look, I want a big name or a title fight.
I love how they make these demands now.
He's got money. Nick made some money. He's not ridiculous. He doesn't spend it all.
Well, how about Nate? I'm not answering the call. This is $20 million.
Yeah, we talked about
Get
that.
him, son.
We talked about that recently in the podcast. I was like, well, let's break this down because, like, let's say they do 1 million pay-per-view buys, which is like top end, right? Only a few people that have ever sold 1 million. It's like Brock, Ronda, Conor. 6, okay? 1 million top of the food chain. So 1 million pay-per-view buys at $60. That's, you're taking 1/3 right off the bat for Nate. It's really hard to justify giving someone $20 million for
UFC's
a fight.
not going to do that.
It's going to be real hard. And then obviously
Conor could demand that.
Conor's like one of the only guys that can get that kind of money.
He's the only guy.
When are guys, you think eventually guys will just start doing, like, they're so big like Conor. He just does his own show and he gets his own people to
No, the
produce
UFC
it.
lawyers are too good to let you get out your contract
But
to do
here's
that.
the
They realize
thing.
that.
If Nate had a legit fight with someone other than Conor that was exciting, the problem is there's no one else in the division that's got that kind of marquee value.
At 55?
Like, yeah, there's no one in the division that has the kind of marquee value that if you had a look, I think Nate is a fucking huge star, but especially now, I mean, after he beat Conor, one of the biggest stars outside of
Top
that
10.
upper echelon pay-per-view level.
I give him top
and
10.
He's not a world title holder right now.
No.
So if you wanted to really have a big fight for Nate, you would
Fight
have to
all
have
the-
him